painted as the villain in their own life. All right, today we are going to unpack a really powerful piece of spoken word poetry. It's this incredible journey from being trapped in a system built on lies to claiming a radical kind of freedom or sovereignty. It's a really dense, metaphorical story, and it all kicks off with one single devastating accusation. Wow. So the poem throws us right into the fire, doesn't it? Literally. This one line just lays out the entire conflict, a reality that's been completely flipped upside down. The speaker isn't just wronged, they're framed, painted as the villain in their own life. It sets the stage for a world where the truth isn't what happened, it's just what people can be convinced to believe. So this completely fabricated reality, it creates what the speaker calls a world of inversion. The first part of this whole journey is really about trying to survive in this corrupt, totally disorienting system where truth itself feels like it's just another theory. And the poem gives this nightmare a name, reality inversion. This isn't just a simple lie. It's a total reversal of what's real. Blame gets twisted into a mirror, and it just projects this false image back onto the victim until they can barely even see the truth anymore. But this abstract injustice, it's not faceless. The speaker gives it a name, and it is brilliant. The just us businessman. It's such a clever way to personify this vague unfairness. It turns it into this cold, corporate power structure that controls everything, making sure that justice is only for, well, just us. And this right here breaks down exactly how that system works. It has nothing to do with what's right or wrong. It's all just accounting. We balance the books, you carry the loss. Justice is just a transaction, you know? It's processed through paperwork where a person's actual words mean nothing. Your fate isn't decided, it's just approved. Chilling. But this logic, this oppression, it doesn't just stay in a courtroom or an office. The poem brings it home, shifting from the big systematic level to the deeply personal, into this cage of domestic life, where that cold calculation becomes brutal and physical. This slide just lays out the two realities side by side, and the contrast is so stark. On the outside, you have this picture-perfect image of home life. Aprons, casseroles, cooking contests. But behind closed doors, that whole image just shatters into the violent truth of control and broken dishes. And the abuse, listen to this, it's not described as just chaotic anger. The poem calls it arithmetic, a cold, calculated system of cause and effect. This is so important because it reframes the violence not as a loss of control, but as a terrifying method of control, where every little action has a predetermined violent consequence. But then, everything changes. This is the moment the whole narrative flips on its head. This is where the story of victimhood is just thrown out the window, and the speaker starts to take back their power. A rebellion begins. And it all starts with the very symbols of that oppression. The apron, the broom. These are tools of servitude. The expectation is crystal clear. Play your part, do your job, and do it with a smile. And right here, this is the transformation. The speaker takes an object of subjugation and forges it into a weapon of rebellion. The broom becomes a bat. It's such a powerful statement. The tools of your oppression can become the very instruments of your liberation. And this is the heart of it all. The realization that power isn't something that's given to you. It's something you take. You crown yourself. And that power, that sovereignty, it's born directly from your own suffering. The kingdom isn't some fairy tale place. It was forged right there, in the very spot where you are bleeding. Now, after breaking free, the speaker doesn't just run. No, they begin to build an entirely new reality with its own philosophy, its own ideology of what it means to be sovereign. So, what are the rules in this new kingdom? Well, it's about rejecting what are called corporate fictions, like birth certificates. It's about reclaiming your true name, becoming a real person again, not just a number. It's about stepping out of that flat, 2D picture that other people have of you. It all boils down to this. You become your own authority, and you build a new life directly from the rubble of the old one. And that idea of building from the rubble, this quote just captures it perfectly. The past isn't something you run from, it's your foundation. The rubble itself becomes the material for a new kind of trust in yourself. The speaker isn't waiting for anyone to come save them. They've got the blueprints and the hammers right in their own hands. And The poem doesn't sugarcoat what this freedom feels like. It's not clean, it's not easy, it tastes like dirt. It is gritty and difficult, but it's real. And in that raw, messy reality, there is so much worth. And in the final act, what started as a personal victory expands outward. It becomes something bigger. It becomes a universal invitation, a new kind of gospel for anyone and everyone who's ever been cast out. And this new belief system, it's not passive. It's a call to action. There are actual steps. It's about taking bolt cutters to the locks of old institutions, turning formal, judgmental altars into warm, welcoming living rooms, and actively going out and bringing all the exiled people back inside. And this is the welcome message at the door of this new place. It's a gospel of just radical inclusion. The gates aren't just unlocked, they swing wide. It's a place for the imperfect, for the people with broken halos. It's a celebration, not a trial. And so, the poem ends with this powerful declarative statement. This isn't just one person's story anymore. It's become a collective we. It's a movement, a revival. And what's the ultimate goal? To take back the one thing that was stolen way back at the beginning, the truth. So, this entire journey, from that first burning house to this new sovereign kingdom, it leaves us with this one huge, powerful question. It suggests that maybe destruction isn't just an ending, but a necessary and painful beginning. When everything you know is burned to the ground, how do you find the blueprints and the hammers to build something new in its place?